Congratulations, how's it feel?
Feels good. Got the throw done, not the best series of my life, but it's throwing. You only need one big throw, and we got it done.
Tell me about that big throw. What was there?
Just trusting the training. My training's the best it's ever been. I believe there's much more in there than 7950, but it's great that that's there. It's enough to win. We've got 4 or 5 weeks to dial in for Paris to get that big throw out of there that I know that's in there.
What's going well with your training? What do you feel? What have you been doing?
Yeah, just consistency. I was kind of always the guy getting injured, always doing too much, and so just really trusting my coach, trusting the people around me, doing the programming, getting my sleep right, and just consistency. There's power in being able to show up every day. And if you can compound the technique, compound your work without having to take breaks because you're injured, you can have special moments.
Is that hard? It almost sounds like slowing down a little bit.
Yeah, for me it is. I love competing. I love getting out here and showing off the work that we're putting in. But I love training. Coach will tell you that. If I could take 3 years and just train, like COVID, dream year. I could go hide away and just train, not compete, and just get better. And so, yeah, just being able to level up the training is huge.
And what are you being consistent on specifically? Is the technique, is the strength, is it a little bit of everything?
Yeah, everything. Just nutrition, the recovery, my sleep. This is the cleanest my diet's ever been. Just each year I try and pick something and level it up. And so you go from, like, in college, I was never really in the training room, never really stretching. I was never really hurt either. I was young. And then now, the older I get, it's like, okay, let's get a little bit better at mobility this year. Let's get a little bit better on the sleep this year. Let's get a little bit better on the nutrition. So everything's just leveling up. It's allowed me just to be more consistent.
So this is nutrition year?
This is a nutrition year and a sleep year, yeah.
So what's your sleep?
Well, I had bad sleep apnea. I was waking up like 26 times a night, or 26 times an hour during my sleep. So I pretty much wasn't sleeping.
26 times an hour?
26 times an hour, yeah. Because I'd wake up, I'd sleep for 8 or 9 hours, and I'd be like, God, I'm just like exhausted. I'd wake up, I'd be nauseous, I'd feel hungover essentially. And so last summer, right before World Championships, I got a sleep study done. And so after Worlds last year, I started using the CPAP, and all of a sudden I'm waking up like, gosh, I feel great, So just leveling that up, leveling nutrition up, my recovery goes up. So.
And what about nutrition? What did you change there?
Just talking with my nutritionist, dialing. I eat the same foods every day, same meals every day, at the same times every day.
What do you eat? What
do I eat? Breakfast is like 4 egg whites, 3 whole eggs, bagel, almond butter. It was like 7 whole eggs, like cream cheese, the whole 9. And then, I was eating a lot of steak. I was eating a steak every night, eating ground beef every night. And so I kind of cut the red meat out, got a little more chicken, more sweet potatoes, broccoli, a more balanced diet. Because I wasn't eating bad, I wasn't eating fast food. I was eating a lot of foods that were kind of like inflaming my gut. And so I didn't feel good eating all that. So I just cleaned all that up, and yeah.
Did you have to learn to cook too?
What was that?
Did you have to learn to cook different foods too?
It's not bad because it's the same meals. So like I'll have salmon, rice, asparagus every day, once a day. The other meals are chicken, sweet potato, broccoli. And I'm just crushing the air fryer. And yeah, so if you just get in a routine of it.
Do you ever get bored?
I'm not really a big foodie, So like I've always been, my granddad was this way. He was always like, I eat to survive. And that's how I'm just like, I like food, but I'm not like, I'm not crushing these fancy foods and big flavors. Like I hate cooking, I hate eating. I've always had a hard time gaining weight. And so just having the simplicity of it, I can't say it tastes good, but it gets the job done. What's funny is we're here, and this is not really bad, but I get an air fryer. I probably shouldn't say this, it's going to go all over the internet. I get an air fryer. I use it for this week, and probably tonight it may or may not go back to Target. So in Paris, there might be a similar situation of renting an air fryer.
Daniel, besides all the hiccups with the injuries, did you feel confident going into trials this week?
Absolutely, yeah. This is the best my training's ever been. The consistency's proven. 2022 is where I threw my PR of 80-18. I've eclipsed all those numbers in training, and not by a small margin, by a lot. And 7950 is a great throw on a day like today where there's a lot of pressure, but I know there's so much more in there. Training is honestly pretty close to that 79.50, so I know there's a huge throw in there. We've got 4 weeks to get it out.
Was there a practice that like clicked to indicate to you that like you were ready for trials?
Honestly, it was probably in January, and I'm not a big practice guy. I don't throw super far in practice. I usually get like a 2 or 3 meter bump in practice. And I have one practice in my life where I threw over 77, and that was in 2022. The practice right before USA's where I threw 80.18. And in January, I'd been about 3 months into consistent training, no injuries. I've done the nutrition, the CPAP, and I do like 77, 70 in training. I go, ooh, that's a little wild. It's pretty easy. Like, I'm not used to throwing that distance. And so at that point, I'm like, okay, this is working. Let's make sure we can show up every day, not be overzealous, not be too eager in training and do too much. Let's make sure we can come back the next day and just keep compounding that technique.
Congratulations.
Appreciate it.
Interesting competition.